Hey, hey. Hi, guys. Welcome back. All right, Virgos, let's jump on in and see where this storyline takes us. This is just a bonus for you guys before I change out the backdrop tomorrow. We got a Page of Swords. Page of Swords looks very much like somebody could be doing a bit of spying, Virgos. Somebody who's got a bit of an ego, but they are looking for information. But they're not really listening to their own guidance. I almost wonder if this is, I don't know, they're even balancing that sword like this is so easy for me. But I'm wondering, Seven of Cups, Hanged Man. They're not acknowledging or admitting why they're so focused on the Virgo. And I definitely think this is somebody who's very focused on the Virgo. Could be Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, could be Pisces, could be Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. But the bottom line is we definitely have somebody that is very focused and they can't figure Virgo out. Virgo could be a big mystery to them and they keep flip-flopping, either flip-flopping in their mind who they think Virgo is or flip-flopping how to approach Virgo. Let me see, what is it that they're trying to do? Let's just ask it that way. Well, they'd like to offer their cup of love, they think, but then again, maybe not. I think this is their ego in the way. They're flip-flopping between, I want to give my heart and loyalty to Virgo for forever, or maybe I shouldn't do that at all. That's a pretty big, I love you or no, I don't. I mean, which is it? But if their motive is to figure out, can they give their heart to Virgo? Tell me about the Seven of Cups. What's all that confusion about? Okay, so they know that they want to return. Sorry, Virgo. By the way, I already recorded a Virgo video today and it is still processing. So it'll come out as soon as I can release it. But for the moment, it is still processing. And it's all about a new character. So I'm sorry that we're seeing a totally different storyline on this one. But this is kind of like behind the scenes on someone who's watching the Virgo. Now, we could flip this. Of course, it could be that the Virgo is watching someone and would like to reapproach someone, and that's possible. We have the 10 of Pentacles and we have the 10 of Swords. They would like to approach. They're wondering, though, because this is such a flip of the coin. It could be amazing. Virgo's going to want to give to me too, or Virgo's like, get gone. I never thought about you again after we parted ways. So what are you doing here? It's over. Didn't you get the memo? They know it could go either way. That's why they're trying to figure things out. Would Virgo want to give to me again? Or is it over? What am I going to discover? They know that approaching Virgo, it's going to go one way or the other. There won't be an in-between. Why do they think that it's such an extreme? Like, yes, I can't wait to work with you again together. I can't wait to give you my energy, or no, get lost. It's so over. Oh, because they haven't talked to Virgo in forever. We have the 8 of Wands in the reverse. We have the 8 of Pentacles upright. So this is somebody who's not spoken to Virgo in so long. No action, no communication, no nothing. Instead, they're trying to say that they were busy working. They were busy doing everything but talking to Virgo, but it was all work, is what they're saying. This is a character who is claiming that I wasn't out dating, I wasn't out doing this, doing that. I was busy working. Like a fool. Why do they think that it was that they're a fool? They feel like a jester. They feel like it's like they're not proud of the work that they do. Page of Pentacles, 6 of Swords. Oh, they either have a boss that they know is really treats them like a kid. They feel immature. They want to move on. They have wanted to move on from a certain career. They feel like they aren't paid very well. So they're actually ashamed of their situation. They're ashamed of the work that they've done, even though that's all they've done is work in all this time that they've not spoken to the Virgo. Tell me one more on that 6 of Swords. Oh, the Chariot. They had to get the courage to leave behind a career path, a boss. Could have been a feminine boss that was extremely I don't know, like extremely controlling and dismissive. And they really needed to move on from that. They could have even transferred feelings of, look, it never feels good when we feel like a chump, right? So if this person felt like a total, like, even here, they're kind of like in a weird little loincloth and they're, on their knees working so much. Like, I don't know how many people want to go to work in a loincloth that doesn't feel particularly respectful. Then to have to work on your knees like that, in really difficult conditions for someone who doesn't pay them very well or treat them with much respect, I can understand how all this would have counted up or added up to them saying, I have got to leave this behind. This is a mess. What the heck am I doing? But they had to have the belief in themselves, or maybe even the personal dignity to confidently move on and believe that they could do something else. So this is a character who has been extremely consumed with a sense of foolish energy and the need to change things in their life, especially career-wise. And in the span of time that they've not spoken to Virgo at all, I feel like that's what they've been doing, is looking more and more at what they need to change in their life, how they needed to move on from this. So did they then? I mean, with that Chariot upright, there's no blockages to them moving on. I'm going to say yes. I'm going to say that they have changed. Well, I would say that's good. Yeah, we have actually a lot of energy of, I feel like they're so much happier now. I feel like they're in such a much better place. Yeah, we have suns and stars and Four of Wands and Three of Pentacles. They can finally give their energy and their happiness, pursue their genuine happiness. I feel like this person has changed their career path. They may either finally feel like they are doing something that they like or that they respect themselves for. Now that they can respect themselves, they feel like they can cooperate and collaborate. This could still be work related, but they feel much more respected. But that in turn is making their whole outlook on life happier and making them finally able to talk about and think about having a relationship, a Four of Wands relationship, where they can be, an equal partnership. They can be in a loving connection. They can give to Virgo. Virgo can give and reciprocate to them. So all of this not talking, though, because we got the Eight of Wands in the reverse. Why did they think that Eight of Wands in the reverse would be a good plan, though? We have the Ten of Wands. We have the Queen of Pentacles. They couldn't bear to look at themselves in the mirror. It's not that they thought it would be a good plan. It's that they either thought they were so ashamed of themselves that they couldn't look at their own selves in the mirror. And so they certainly didn't want Virgo to see them that way. And they really thought Virgo would be better off if I wasn't in their world, because Virgo's amazing. Virgo doesn't have this shameful career path that I have. They don't, they're not getting paid pennies and being insulted or humiliated. This person had a huge, and this may or may not have been, anything accurate, but in their mind, for this fictional character, we have seen them displayed as somebody who was humiliated by the work that they were doing, humiliated by the way they were being treated. So something was really toxic for them. And they thought Virgo wouldn't even put up with something like this, but I am, so I don't want them to see me like this. And they certainly would be better off without me. So this person went into silent mode and intentionally stayed away from Virgo because they didn't like themselves. They were embarrassed and humiliated. Okay, so with this, at this point in time, tell me about that Hanged Man, because they're still spying on Virgo. They feel much more confident, but when it comes to Virgo, not so much. We got the Knight of Cups in the reverse. They definitely feel like, well, I can't just come forward toward Virgo. I mean, I got to figure out what's going on with them, figure out where they are, figure out what's happening in their life. Who are they? How are they behaving? We have Queen of Wands upright. So in their mind, Virgo is more attractive than ever. Doesn't matter what genders we're talking about. I don't read stories for genders, but they think Virgo's the hottest thing ever. It's, if anything, Virgo's gotten sexier over time. So now it's like, now I'm not even just approaching a Queen of Pentacles, I'm approaching a Queen of Pentacles who has become that full-on Queen of Wands. So Virgo's life must have probably upgraded in their eyes. Wow, 10 of Cups, which means they have something even higher to aspire to now. So before, they were humiliated by what their life looked like, what their career looked like. So they stayed away from Virgo. Now they feel more proud of themselves. They want to come back toward Virgo, but instead of Virgo staying the same, Virgo has gotten even better, which means what they need to offer now, Virgo is even more of what they would want now. So they're realizing that, and they're thinking, once again, they're back to the drawing board of, would I even have enough to offer? Would Virgo even want to be with me? And remember, they're at the point where they're saying, it'll go one of two ways, yes or a hard no. They know that with Virgo, it could go either way, but they're trying to figure out what would happen. Will Virgo say yes or will Virgo say no? How about we just because they're trying to figure stuff out when really they should be probably presenting themselves to Virgo, because not talking to somebody because of your issues is still, remember, that would be hurtful to the person who's not being communicated to. As it pertains to Virgo, Virgo is single. We have 9 of Pentacles and we have 2 of Pentacles. Virgo is single. They're abundant. They're living their best life. Virgo doesn't know how they would feel if this person showed up. They're like, I don't know. It hasn't happened. How am I supposed to figure out how I would react? I don't know what's their reasoning. Why are they coming toward me? Why did they ever go away from me? What's this all about? How am I supposed to know how I'm going to feel or what I'm going to say? But ouch. But I don't know. We have the Awakening. By the way, I don't know if I just messed up my audio too. That was smooth. We have the Awakening, which is Judgment card. You did very good. What a good protector I have. Okay. So the fact that we have this is the Judgment, the reunion card, the coming back together, the choosing to interact again. To me, it looks like, at minimum, Virgo could imagine like communicating with this person, trying to understand what the heck happened. This Virgo's not like ferociously angry or anything like that. They seem to be pretty calm. Inspiration of Pentacles and 6 of Cups. In this storyline, it looks like this Virgo would very much be willing to start a new chapter. They would be very much willing to say, well, so tell me what's happened in your book of life. Why'd you make the choices you did? How'd your chapter play out? Okay, well, no, I think Virgo is strongly considering just starting a new chapter with them, going ahead and reconnecting, going ahead and saying, let's see what comes next. I still think that it's like, let's start as friends. They may have given Virgo a rose before Virgo dried a flower. There could have been some Valentine's something or other. There could have been an exchange of some kind of bauble or jewelry or something as well. But it really looks to me like this Virgo is willing to say, maybe we could still get to know each other again. Oneness. I mean, in this storyline, I'm not saying it's right or it's wrong. It just is what it is. This is a soulmate energy, and this person had to get their life straightened out. I'm not saying the way they handled anything was okay, but in this storyline, Virgo is the one calling the shots, and they're saying, you know what? Had I been you, I might have done the same thing. Had I been you, my sense of self-worth and pride might have dictated me doing the same thing. When I don't like the way things are going in my life, I need to pull back and attend to what I have to. So I understand your behavior. Soulmates have a lot in common. They can understand things because they can sometimes see one another's in each other, you know. And it's like, I think this Virgo is saying, if roles had been reversed, I would have withdrawn also. I would have done exactly what you did. So how could I be mad at you when I know I would have handled it the exact same way? You didn't feel proud of yourself and your situation. It didn't matter how I wouldn't have been bothered by your situation. You were. And so you had to do what you had to do. I get it. So we have a very understanding energy on this. All right, you guys, I'm going to leave this one here. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Thanks for being here. I'll see you guys again real soon. Bye.